Shalom, shalom. Kal halalam Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai. Welcome to another video. And before I get started, I want to give all praise, all honor, and glory to Yahweh Bahashem Yahweh Shai Bahashem Rakakodash. Again, a double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, and all the teachers of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutation to the men who's pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. To you, I say shalom. And to the Akwat out there who's just sitting back, paying attention, listening, and learning in silence. To you, I say shalom. I wanted to get into a lesson today because it is heavy, heavy on the news right now. What DJ Trump is doing to the Northern Kingdom, you so-called Latinos, right? And we see it. The entire world actually sees what DJ Trump is doing to you so-called Latinos. But then when will we learn? Right? When will we learn that the system is not designed to help us? The system was not designed for our benefit, right? So you people, you went out there and you you voted for Donald Trump, you so-called Latinos, you so-called Haitians, you so-called Judites. You went out there and you voted for Donald Trump, right? And it's clear now to you people that the system was not designed for you. But then you have the man of the Lord, starting with Apostle Tahar, all the way down, who has been warning you, so-called Latinos, Native Americans, and blacks, right? That you shouldn't trust in this wicked society, man. That you shouldn't trust in this system. Don't have faith in them. You can't have faith in them because why? They weren't like it. The system was not designed to benefit you. The system was designed for your demise, for your downfall, right? But now you guys are listening. Now you guys are paying attention. But why? Why now? Because now it's too late. Now the chicken has come home to roost. Now I want to play some clips. Let me let me play some clips. Play this clip here.
Panic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump. Yes, Mr. Trump. We love you.
A few moments later.
Beyond betrayed. They used us. They actually, during the campaign, and I don't want to make this political, but during the campaign, the elected officials from the Republican Party, they actually told us that it was not going to touch the documented people.
Yeah, but then the apostles has been warning you people to not trust your enemies. Let me get that. This is Ecclesiasticus 12 and verse 10. And it reads, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. You get that? So never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so iron will always rust. Iron will always rust. Right? It says, so is his wickedness. So the wickedness of the wicked is to be wicked. Right? The wickedness of the wicked is to be wicked. I can't emphasize that enough. So you so-called Latinos who went out there and voted for this man, DJ Trump, you expected a different a different response or a different return or something different, a different outcome from your enemies. Let me grab something here. So this is Psalms 83. Now, this is a go-to precept for us because this is giving you or even telling you who your enemies are and never to trust these people. But even though these precepts are in the Holy Scriptures, you still went out there and you voted for the Egyptian. You voted for your demise. Now let's read this. It says, for lo, thine enemies make a tumult. Let me start from verse 1. It says, keep not thou silence, O God, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. Right? So these are people who have hated the Most High, nations who have hated the Most High. And these people are enemies to Yahweh, why Yahweh Shai, and his kids, his children, which are us, the Israelites, the so-called Latinos, the so-called Native Americans, and you so-called black people are the enemies of these people, right? It says, they have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones, right? And we are the hidden ones. You Latinos, you are the hidden ones. You so-called Native Americans, you're the hidden ones. And you so-called black people, you're the hidden ones. Because even up to today, a lot of people don't even know that we are the true people of the Bible, right? Because what? Our identity has been hidden from us for centuries. It's just recently that it's now become public knowledge that we are the children of the Most High. Right? Now, when you go to verse 5, it says, verse 4, it says, they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, right? So that a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So this is them coming together with one consent to cut us off from being a nation, so that the name of Israel, Yasharal, will be no more in remembrance. So this is the counsel of the wicked. And the wicked, I'm going to get into who the wicked are, but this is the counsel of the wicked to actually wipe you people out of your now you call this cultural genocide, right? Cultural murder. This is what they did to you people. So you Latinos, right? You don't know your identity. You don't know that you are the children of the Most High. You don't even know what tribe you're from. Why? Because this was hidden from you. Let me go into verse 5. It says, they have consulted together with one consent. Now it says, for they who? They, the enemies of the Most High. And we're going to go into that. Have consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. Now, these names here are the enemies of the Most High, starting off with the Edomites. It says the tabernacles of Edom, you so-called white people, and the Ishmaelites, all the Arab nation, they don't like you. We know they don't like you, right? Moab, the so-called Chinese, and the Hagarenes, right? Gebal and Ammon and Amalek, the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Asher also joined with them. They have holpen the children of Lot, Selah. So these are the enemies of the Most High, which these automatically are your enemies as well. So the Most High told us, never trust thine enemy in Ecclesiasticus 12 and 10. Never trust thine enemy. So the Most High gave it to you in Psalms 83 from 1 to 6, who your enemies are. Don't trust them. But somehow you forget. Somehow you forget that these people are your enemies, right? It says, never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. So he will always be the wicked. He was designed, he was made to be wicked. So no matter how they come to you, just know that they are the wicked. Let's continue here. It says, though he humble himself. So let me show you that again. So though he humbled himself. Watch this. Ah, man. Let me get rid of that. Right here. Let's try that again. Play.
I'm Hispanic and I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump.
So him touching her, going behind her, shaking her, showing like he really cares, Because once you touch someone like that, that's some type of comfort. Like now he's comfortable with her and she's comfortable with him. But that's just for show, because we know clearly that this man does not like these people, right? So what the precept says, it says, so though he humble himself and go crouching, this is what he did, yet take good heed. So beware and beware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass, because now you're going to see his wickedness, that it's going to always be there. And thou shalt know that his rust hath not been together wiped away. So you will see his wickedness, right? You will see his wickedness. Now set him not by thee. So don't keep him close to you. So don't trust him, lest when he hath overthrown thee, yeah, which is what we saw clearly as soon as this man came into power, his agenda was to take you people out of the country, the legal ones and the illegal ones. So you voted for your demise, right? Let's continue. It says, as if the set him not by thee, lest when he hath overthrown thee, which is what he did, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he seek to take thy seat. And thou at the last remember my words and be pricked therewith. Right? So the Most High gave us strict instructions to not trust our enemies. Right? I'm going to give you another precept real quick. This is Isaiah. Oh, yeah, I have that prep here. So this is Isaiah 31:1. It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. Now, Egypt right here is symbolic to the Babylon the Great, America, and you so-called Babylonians, you so-called the pharaohs that run these places, right? So we know that these people have gone down to you for help, right? And one of the reasons why they voted for you was because they thought you would have came in and you would have assisted them, you would have helped them. What? Maybe save money, maybe give them citizenship, maybe make it easier for immigration to come into the country. I don't know. But clearly they trusted in you, the wicked. But the Babylonians, the modern day pharaohs, right? It says, woe to them that go down to Egypt for help, and stay on horses and trust in chariots because they are many, and in horsemen because they are very strong, but they look not unto the Holy One of Israel, neither seek the Lord. So pretty much this is telling you that you should have looked to the Holy One of Israel, not God, not Jesus, not Jesus, right? But to Yahweh, Yahweh Shai. That's where you should have looked. That's your source of power, right? That's your strength. That is where you should have been looking. But you went ahead and you looked to the Egyptians for help. You were seeking assistance from the Egyptians. That's why you voted for them. But then again, listen, voting, you shouldn't be voting anyway, right? It tells you in the precepts that don't vote for someone who is not in your tribe, within the house of Israel. Don't vote for them. Don't set up a leader over you who is not from your tribe, from your lineage, from your bloodline. No. But you went and voted for these Edomites, whether it be Democrats or Republican. You shouldn't be voting. This is not our fight. The title of the lesson, it says it here: trusting in Egypt is not our fight. So whether it be the Democrats or it be the Republicans, they're both Egyptians, and this fight is not our fight. You get that? All right. Verse 2, it says, yet he also is wise. Yeah, the Egyptians, they're wise. You know, they're smart. It says, and will bring evil. Oh, man. So it says, yet he also is wise because he tricked you into voting for him, right? He played you big time so that you can vote for him, and you did. And then what happens? Bad times, evil. It says, and will bring evil, which is what we're seeing right now, because guess what? Allegedly, they're taking migrants from America in military planes supposedly be to deport them, but tying their hands and feet and throwing them in shark infested land, allegedly. Right? These are some of the things that we hear about. We see mass deportation of people who are citizens, people getting detained just from crossing the border. I'm talking legal citizens, people getting their birthright citizenship, not birthright citizenship, people get their naturalized citizenship taken away. Why? Because of bad times, evil that you guys brought upon yourselves by voting for this man, right? And it says, and will not call back his words, right? We see that, but will arise against the house of evil. All right, so yet he also is wise and will bring evil and will not call back his words, but will arise against the house of the evildoers and against the help of them that work iniquity, right? It says, Egyptians, Salakia, it says, no, the Egyptians are men and not God, and their horses flesh and not spirit. When the Lord Yahweh shall stretch out his hand, both he that helpeth shall fall, and he that is hoping shall fall down, and they all shall fall together. So this is speaking about the Egyptians. They are not they are not gods. They're mere mortals. They're just men and not gods. And their horse is flesh. Right? The Most High is the one who gave these people their power. The Most High is the one who made them great. The Most High is here to protect you. Put your trust in him and not them. Right? And you'll be okay. Right? Now let me play another video. This is funny.
And I vote for Mr. Trump. We vote for Mr. Trump.
Try this one.
Dale cintura, 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 cintura. I will vote for Donald Trump.
Una injusticia, una grande injusticia.
It's been happening frequently at the 333 Miami Avenue Federal Court building. Janet Correa's husband was detained this week. According to her immigration lawyer, he has already been placed on expedite removal.
Dale cintura, 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 cintura. I will vote
For Donald Trump.
Trump.
It's kind of funny, you know. It's kind of funny, man. It's kind of funny. But yo, listen, man. On a serious note, this is a wicked system, man. A wicked society. But what did we do? We put our trust in the enemies, hoping that the enemies is going to actually assist us in helping us get to another level, right? Verse 11 tells us that the enemy never changes. The enemy will always be the wicked. He will always be your enemy. He will choose his people over you, right? So even though he smiled and he came and he held her in her back and made her feel comfortable, in his head, that was pure wickedness going through his head, right? Pure wickedness. His rust remains para siempre. For you Latinos who wants to understand, para siempre means forever. His rust remains forever, right? It says, Salakia. This is Micah 2 and 10. Let me grab that. Micah 2 and 10. I think I have that. Yeah, Micah 2 and 10 right here. It says, Micah 2 and 10. It says, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So a lot of you people want to make Babylon the Great your resting place. You want to reside there. Like that is your final destination. But the Most High is telling you, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. This what? This entire wicked system, whether it be Canada, America, anywhere you go and you put your trust in the system, this is not your rest. This place is polluted. From the east to the west, from the north to the south, the entire place is polluted. Why? Why is it polluted, you might ask? It is polluted because the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. And if the earth was given into the hands of the wicked, what is the purpose of the wicked? To do wicked things, right? To defile the place, to defile the land, to create even more wickedness, more evil. So everything that you look at, everything you see, everything you touch is pure evil, pure wickedness, idolatry, right? I just anyway. Now this is Second Corinthians 2 and 16. Actually, 2 Corinthians 2:17. Wherefore, come out from among them, and be ye separate, saith the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. Goes back into Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest. And Corinthians here is telling you to separate yourself from among them, from among the unclean things. And like I mentioned, everything in this society is unclean, right? So pretty much the Democrats are some dirty people, right? And the Republicans are also dirty people. Both of them are the same. It's two horns on that lamb and speak as a dragon, roughly paraphrasing. This is who they are. And both of them is ruled by Esau Edom, right? Both of these political parties are ruled by Esau Edom. So listen, don't fight Esau's battle. Don't go out there voting for Democrats or Republicans. Don't choose sides between none of them. Choose righteousness. Choose the Most High Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, over the Egyptians, right? When will you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans learn? When will you learn that this place is set to be destroyed? So whether you vote for Republicans or you vote for Democrats, the outcome will remain the same. The downfall or the destruction of this wicked society, right? This is Jeremiah 17 and 5. It says, curse be the man that trusteth in man. And the Egyptians are man and not gods, right? The Egyptians are man and they're not gods. Curse be the man that trusteth in man, right? So listen, man, there's a destruction coming, and the destruction is fast approaching. So you need to separate yourself from this society ASAP. Let me grab the last precept here. Obadiah 1 and 10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother, right? So we know that the Edomites is the brother of the Israelites, and the Israelites are the ones who are subject to violence right now with mass deportation, throwing them overboard, creating that alligator Alcatraz. Like all of these wicked things that's happening to you Israelites right now, mostly the northern kingdom, this is being done by your own brother Esau, right? So the Most High is telling Esau in Obadiah 1 and 10 what is his final end. This is Obadiah 1 and 10. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. So this is telling you, Edomites, that this thing will happen to you, and it's going to happen fast. Your time is up. Your time is expired. Your rulership is coming to an end. So hurry up, execute your judgment, bring the hammer, lay the hammer down, because the faster you do these things, the faster you bring forth the MOTB, the faster we get up out of this bitch. All right. And with that, I want to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem HaKakodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, the elders, and all the teachers of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutation to the elect men who's pushing this word throughout the four corners of the earth. To you I say Shalom.